TVCRE, your choice for commercial real estate insights in the Treasure Valley.
Well, hey, everybody. Welcome back to the TVCRE number 2 podcast.
That's right.
We gave a little intro last time, and so today we have the man, the myth, and the legend, Graye Parnell.
Yeah, thank you for having me on the show. It's great to be here.
It's exciting to have you, yeah.
It's an awesome idea for a podcast, and I definitely think that the Valley will love it.
So if you guys are following, we got Dre, Tay, and Gray.
We're not going to rhyme every week, but
We'll keep it clean for you guys, though. So we're excited to have you here. First of all, thanks for coming. It's
Absolutely, thanks for having me.
Watch you shine and watch you grow and have you as a friend, and it's just been awesome. It's an exciting time. So I guess the first thing I want to ask you is, how did you even get to be where you're at now?
Yeah, man, it's been a wild ride, I can say that. Where do I even start? I'm not originally from Idaho. I'm not an Idaho native. Thankfully, I'm not from California, so that's great. But no, I'm originally from Orcas Island, Washington. Grew up on a really small island called Orcas. Graduated high school with 7 kids. And 7 kids, yep, yeah.
Were you top of class?
Yeah, I was, yeah, exactly.
you see me over here not even batting an eye. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm from
How many was your graduating
we had
class?
52 in ours.
Okay.
But yeah, there's a little town called Leadore that has between 3 and 7.
So Orca made you guys look big.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Yeah, and went to school with from kindergarten to 12th grade with 5 of those. Super kind of unique environment, and I knew I really wouldn't make it in the real world coming from that type of environment, and so I ended up taking a year off after high school and went to the Philippines to do some NGO work. And then right after that, I came back, I went to school, tried to figure out what I wanted to do with my life. I always knew I really wanted to start a business. I've always had a pretty big entrepreneurial spirit. I had a high-grossing lemonade stand when I was young.
Attaboy.
I was the number 1 seller of fireworks in our county.
And, what?
Yeah.
How old were you when you did this?
Like 4th to 8th grade.
Oh my God.
And fireworks were illegal in our county.
That
and
was
so
my next question.
Yeah, it was a monopoly, and it was the greatest venture I've ever had.
Best, yeah.
So
do you have a favorite firework?
Oh man, the bottle rockets, you just can't go wrong.
Yeah, that's a classic. That's a classic.
So good.
You can't go wrong.
I just see him drinking lemonade, shooting off ball rockets. Like, come get it!
Yep, yeah, exactly. And so yes, and I was in college for a while, and originally I thought I wanted to do maybe like investment banking, but I had an investment banking internship, and everybody just hated their lives, and nobody really enjoyed what they did, and so I went to like a real estate roundtable and really loved the culture of everybody that was there. They all were really excited about kind of the real estate environment and about everybody and kind of the culture of the industry, and fell in love with it. And that's kind of how I decided to get into real estate. From there, I went to a vertically integrated multifamily owner-operator out of Florida called Avesta Holdings. We had about 14,000 units, kind of all spread around.
Let me slow you down, because a lot of our viewers might not understand. Vertically integrated multifamily operator. Do you want to break that down real quick, what vertically integrated means?
Yeah, good question.
Yeah, so it means that the private equity firm owns or is affiliated with a property management company.
Okay.
So you control the end-to-end process of an investment. You control the acquisition of the process of the property, you own the property, and then you also manage it. And it's very common amongst institutional real estate players to be vertically integrated.
And what's the benefit of being vertically integrated?
Yeah, definitely. One is you get to control the execution of your business plan. Everything is more efficient and faster. If you need reports, you want to make changes, you can do that. Much easier.
Yeah, if you want to
faster.
increase rents across the board, you can just pull the trigger and it's done.
Definitely, yeah, absolutely. And more importantly, it's also just your interests are aligned. That's really what it comes down to.
Yeah.
Is your property management team and your ownership team both want the same thing. Yeah. And as an owner, if you own your own property management team, then you're going to be making decisions in the best interest of your investor. Where if it's a third-party property manager, typically they have to, they have a business model, and they need to make money, and they're going to be making decisions that will benefit their company. And so it really just comes down to alignment of interest.
Okay. Sorry, I took you off pace.
No
So
problem.
you went to work, yeah.
Yeah, and so while out there, I covered kind of the Southeast market for acquisitions, really learned the multifamily game at an institutional level. So we ran a full discretionary GP fund and then brought in institutional limited partners for each deal.
I'm going to do it again. What is a full discretionary GP fund?
Yeah, so the firm was unique in that we ran what's called a general partner fund. And so people would invest into a fund that would then take the general partnership investment in each of these deals. And so we would work with top institutions around the country in putting together large institutional assets and then also property managing.
And so they would be the limited partner. You guys would be the
GP, the
GP,
general partner. Mhm.
And then you would hire a property management fund.
We would manage it ourselves.
You guys
so
would
we
manage
own
it
it
in-house.
was
Okay.
fully vertically
Yeah, because
integrated.
you said it was vertically integrated.
Mhm. Yeah, so that firm had about $1.6 billion AUM, and it was an awesome place to work. It was very entrepreneurial, it was high energy, and I was really able to learn a lot about the space and how to approach it and how to get deals done. So from there, I ended up moving to Denver to open up a Denver office with two other guys at the company and kind of spearhead the expansion of the portfolio westward. And that's when we really found out about Idaho, and that was back in 2016.
Okay.
With that group, we ended up buying a property here in 2017, and basically we were traveling up to the valley to look at assets, and that's when I kind of realized.
Property that was that you guys?
Yeah, it was Canabria on Overland, so it was 88 units.
Okay.
And it turns
What was
out
the price per door back then?
I think we bought that for 162 a unit.
Wow.
And it's the best performing asset in the fund.
Wow.
In Fund 3 for the group.
That's amazing.
It's done really, really well.
Sounds like it would be if you got it in 2016.
Yeah, yeah,
great
it's
time.
absolutely, absolutely. So that's kind of how I got introduced to Boise. I mean, I kind of bounced around after that a little bit. I went back to Seattle, and because I'm originally from the Pacific Northwest, thought I wanted to be back closer to home, and it wasn't the right decision, but it would also, I think that discomfort and kind of like unhappiness just in that environment kind of pushed me to start my own group and start Graystoke Capital.
Yeah, I think Taylor and I are under the impression that once you come to Idaho, you don't leave. So it's good to hear.
Yeah,
another
I'm
person
never
who's-
leaving.
Once you come here and you get to experience what it's like, and that kind of shows why so many people are moving here, right? To live here and to
Absolutely.
do business here.
Yeah, they don't call it the Treasure Valley for nothing.
It is a treasure.
Yeah, it really is. It's a special place to live, and I think that the market is amazing, and it was just a perfect fit for Graystoke Capital's investment thesis, and kind of how we wanted to go about multifamily and how we approach multifamily. It was everything worked out really well.
So Graye Parnell and Graystoke, is there a reason for the name?
Yeah, totally. So our family's originally from the UK, and there's a castle in northern England called the Graystoke Castle, and that castle has a lot of great history. It's been attacked numerous times throughout history and completely demolished, but it's always been rebuilt. And it's a beautiful structure, and it's always stands firm. It's very consistent, and so that's kind of what gave us the inspiration for Graystoke Capital.
I love it.
That's an awesome story. I'm kind of getting goosebumps over here. Yeah, no, that's
Thank you.
fantastic.
Do you have a question?
Well, sure, man. So you talk about how this market fit sort of the investment thesis that you have for your new company. Can you break down a little bit of what that looks like without sharing all the secret sauce?
Sure, yeah, definitely. I mean, the investment thesis for us is one thing that has made our firm very distinguishable from a lot of other competitors in this space. Our entire investment thesis ever since 2017 has been investing in markets that are considered relatively less liquid or relatively illiquid, but where the economic fundamentals support an emerging trend of liquidity.
Okay.
So for example, in 2015, here in the Treasure Valley, this was not a liquid market.
Right. It took a long time.
With
to set.
Avesta,
Yeah.
just to get Avesta, the Fund 3 to invest here was extremely difficult. Most institutions think top 25 MSAs. And that's how they approach deals and markets.
Not
and so
on the list, and don't
not
you-
on the list, but yeah, the issue is at the institutional level, you have all these guys, it's just a herd mentality. They all skate to where the puck is, not where the puck's going to be. And so for us is we wanted to be a Mountain West lifestyle driven investment thesis where we're skating to where the puck's going to be, not necessarily where the puck is. And that's really what distinguishes us from a lot of other groups, and it's also why we've been able to generate really good returns for our investors.
Right.
And so Mountain West, we look for great in-migration from expensive coastal cities. We look at lifestyle drivers. There's kind of two camps right now in the investment world. You're either a Sun Belter or you're a Mountain West guy, and we're 100% Mountain West. Our investment thesis is very geographically focused. It's Eastern Washington, Idaho, Montana, Utah, Colorado, and Wyoming, and that's it.
Yeah.
And, you ask a lot of guys like, well, what's your investment thesis? It's like, wherever I find a good deal.
Right.
I really don't think that's a smart approach to real estate and in private equity. It's all about finding, you want to be local in the markets that you participate in, understanding those markets, and then also understanding the drivers that you have a great deal, and if you compare it with a great market that's got a lot of drivers, then you can create something really special.
Right, man, that's fantastic.
I would say you guys found the puck, where the puck was going.
Yeah, it's been a really fun run so far, fun ride. I wish I could take credit for it myself, but we've got a really incredible team in place. We've got an incredible system and process, and we will continue to dominate Idaho and Montana and continue to expand and grow our portfolio.
Yeah, that's super cool.
Well, speaking of the puck, I mean, a lot of people in the Treasure Valley are saying, like, what the puck is going on, because we're growing so fast, so incredibly quickly. And I know you're seeing this, right? What used to be a deal, the bar has changed over and over and over again. And so what are some of the current challenges you think in your business model?
Yeah, it's a great question. From an macroeconomic level, things are changing so fast. The velocity of the news cycle is so fast.
Lightning fast.
Economic changes are happening so fast. Everything is moving so quickly. And so a big challenge for us is just making sure that we track all of that, but understand the risk and manage the risk. So Boise has definitely become a lot more of a liquid market over the past few years. It's increasingly become difficult to find deals, and it's increasingly difficult to execute on your business plan in this type of environment. And how we approach a deal here in Treasure Valley. One is, all of our deals tend to be off market. We try and have really good relationships with the people in the markets that we participate in. We're not some out of state group that just waits for a deal to show up on our desk. We get out in the market and meet who the players are, and want to have good relationships. And then we are really good about executing our business plan and performing for our investors. And we do that. I think our approach to executing a business plan is a lot different than a lot of other groups out there, and our investors can see that, and that's why they've put a lot of trust and faith in Graystoke, and that's why we're here to deliver consistent returns for them.
I think I can disclose that I am an investor in one of Graystoke's projects, and it's blown my mind with the returns that I've gotten, and the management, and watching the NOI just increase monthly it's exciting.
Yeah,
you guys
absolutely.
are doing a really good job.
Yeah, if you do deals for a living, then you understand the excitement that it generates. It's intoxicating. I get such joy about finding a deal and then also performing for the people that have trusted me for that deal. It's also, like I said, entrepreneurship and this business is not, it's all about understanding and managing the risk. And so we're not just here to grow our investors' capital, but we're also here to preserve it.
Mm-hmm. That's a great mindset. Well, speaking about deals and the joy that you get from it, can you take us through the process of doing a deal, all the way from finding a property that you want to acquire until you're bringing it into the fold?
Yeah, definitely. So it's interesting. Like, everybody says they want to do deals, but it's actually a lot more work than what people think to take a deal from start to finish, especially at a larger level. So one recent deal that we did, and this is probably my favorite deal, it's actually located in Helena, Montana. Helena is the capital of Montana. Sponsors sometimes refer to this thesis as the trifecta, or the Holy Trinity, where you have a state capital, you've got a university, and you've got an incredible private sector. And Helena's got all three of those things. It's similar to kind of a Boise investment driver.
Yeah, really.
And so Helena, it's a beautiful city. It's literally surrounded by mountains. It's a great lifestyle market. If I wasn't living here, I would live there. It's such a cool city, great people, really cool downtown. As you guys know, every what's hot right now is this built for rent or this townhome product, more of this for sale feel.
Yep.
And so we've found an off-market opportunity up there called Green Meadows. We rebranded it to Elkhorn Flats.
Oh, what a
And
good
it's
name.
165 townhomes, all single level, all have a garage. It's this really good defensible product that people love to stay in, and they tend to not move out. It's more of like a community. People have their patio furniture, their grills. It's just a really neat asset.
Yeah.
The asset was $26 million. My biggest hesitancy about doing the deal was trying to put the capital stack together right during the holidays.
Right.
So there's two approaches
Right.
people have in this business. You can either raise a large fund or raise a fund and then go after deals, or you can raise it on a deal-by-deal basis with different partners, or you could do it with the same partner.
Right.
This was earlier on in our company, and so we were out looking for a partner, somebody to partner with us on the investment
Okay.
and do the deal with us.
Yeah.
So we took the deal under contract.
Which that's not stressful at all, right?
Yeah, it's I really enjoy it.
Yeah.
And it's just finding people that understand and believe in the same vision that I do for the property and understand and believe in the business plan. For this deal, the investment thesis was so compelling. And to date, it's the best performing property in our portfolio. It's done so
lights
extremely
out.
well. So you have to put the capital together. Then there's all of the due diligence to make sure you understand exactly what you're buying. So unit walks, third-party management. Since we property manage as well, it's also getting our property management team in a position to efficiently transition the asset and transition the property website, property manager, systems, processes, all in place. So as soon as the deal closes, then it comes over and it's transitioned.
Through that process, are there some common obstacles that come up that you generally have to work through? What are some kind of pitfalls to be aware of?
There's always something.
Yeah.
Like I've never had a deal that's been super smooth. Like there's always something. This particular deal, it was radon. That was the issue on this one. So this
really?
deal, it was a Fannie Mae loan, and it was a tier 2, 75% LTV loan. Fannie Mae, requires you to do quite a higher spec of environmental study than some other lenders out there. And so they did their radon testing, and then radon came back really high. And that was unexpected because the seller had a loan on the property as well, and that lender didn't require it. And so we ended up having to install a bunch of radon mitigation units while it was under contract as well as after. So it ended up costing a lot of money that we didn't originally
Unforeseen
budget.
expense,
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
There's always something, whether it's something on the title side or on the closing or something on due diligence. You just have to understand it and work through it. And then also if it's something that's too significant that's going to affect your ability to perform for your investors, then also just having the wherewithal and the understanding that if you have to, just pull the
You
deal.
gotta cut bait sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, that's it's just an important part of the process. So it doesn't matter how much you've spent, you're gonna pay for it later.
Right. That's a good way to look at it.
So I know you're kind of a savant when it comes to your memory and your knowledge of the Boise Valley. Are there any projects going up that you're excited about that you've seen? Is anything being developed, or just in our own valley? Is there stuff that you're kind of watching, or?
Yeah, it's a great question. It kind of makes me think like Twin Falls. Twin Falls has done an incredible job of landing big fish, and they're willing to pay for it. And it's brought that city
Big fish
a lot
meaning
of
big companies. that bring in jobs.
moving in. Yeah, like Chobani. And recently, Boise hasn't been as aggressive on that side in terms of attracting a large name, like a large Silicon Valley tech company or anything like that. I think the data center from Facebook is a significant announcement for the Valley, and not so much because of it being an $800 million facility, but I see a lot of other downstream benefits that are going to come about because of Facebook's decision to build that here. We really need some flagship, companies or brands to move here to the Valley, I think. So I'm really excited about that. Obviously, I'm really excited about everything that's going on downtown. Hendrix has done an incredible job with their district. The warehouse and everything like that. So there's a lot of exciting projects around town, and it's just there's just a lot of energy. It's a really exciting time to be involved in the real estate market here.
It is. It's funny that Facebook, I think we talked about that last episode, that it's 100 jobs. Maybe that
100,
seems shocking to me.
120,
There's
something
going
like
to be
that.
120 jobs.
It's a zillion construction jobs while they get it built
While
out
it's
because it's
doing
such a
it,
big
yeah.
project. But,
I forgot, maybe you saw the story on Idaho Business Review about the new closet, what's the word I'm looking for? Closet customization company that's coming to Nampa.
Oh,
Did you see that? Adler's going to be building it out. I forgot the name of the company.
Oh,
but
that's cool.
It's like 19 buildings and over 200,000 square feet, I believe. And
Oh, that's
they're
big
going to
time.
be they're going to be coming to Nampa, and I think they had like 2,500 jobs maybe. So it kind of put it into context to me. It's exciting that these big companies are coming here, but we also want to see big companies bringing jobs that pay, because a lot of people can't afford housing here right now. So it's interesting to see that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, those are good, I would imagine, good metrics to watch too, right? Seeing those companies coming in, what jobs they're bringing. I agree with you. I think that the Facebook plan is going to be a good anchor to bring in hopefully more companies, help them feel more comfortable out there. But one question that I had while you were talking about kind of working through problems that come up on deals, you'd mentioned earlier surrounding yourself with a good team. I imagine your team's helpful in solving those problems. How do you find good people to work for you right now?
I think it's a great question. I stick to what I'm good at, which is vision and business plan. I've got an incredible team in place that they can do their jobs way better than I could ever. Like, I could spend 1,000 hours doing operations and I'll never be as good as the person that's in that role. I find that we have just a great culture. A lot of people, love working for us and love, being part of a team that, where everybody's got a lot of responsibility and feels like they're making a contribution to the overall success of the company. But you're exactly right, especially in this environment. It's extremely difficult to find and retain talent. We approach, our culture a little bit different. We typically will give somebody quite a bit of responsibility and then have the confidence that they will typically perform.
Okay.
And then what we find is they will then work to prove that they can do it. And they can,
they're going to level up. Yeah.
So everybody works really, really hard. We've got, just incredible people. I love the people I work with. And we definitely have got the right people in the right spot.
Yeah.
Everybody kind of stays in their own lane, and that's great. Everybody leverages their own strengths and, does what they do best. And so I can't do everything. And thankfully, I've got a great team that can do everything I can't.
Yeah, that's
And
huge.
then I would also say, like, my partner, Joe Ferran, he's just an incredible guy. He can do everything that I can't, and we work really well together. We worked previously.
Okay.
He's a machine. He's just a great dude, and he's so smart about everything he does. And this company would not be where we're at today without him. I mean, he's been so
That's
instrumental in
awesome.
our success and being able to scale. So our team just hit 14 people. We'll be bringing on 3 more by the end of the month.
Dude, that's awesome.
And we're continuing to grow out our property management arm as well, and continue to do deals. So
Yeah, that's awesome. 14 people to manage. What are you guys sitting at door-wise, asset-wise?
we're at 1,100 units right now, and we've got about 600 in the pipeline.
Okay, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
so are you seeing some more hires on the horizon then to continue to grow the team?
Absolutely. Yeah, and we've really worked the past couple of months on implementing the infrastructure that can support the scalability and the growth.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but it's true. We want to be like McDonald's. They have an incredible system and process that wherever in the world you go, it's the exact
You
same
give an operator
thing.
a book and they can run a
Yeah,
restaurant.
you can literally put anybody in that role and be successful. And so, we're trying to also be like Chick-fil-A, but have great people, but also have a great system and process. And so we've just been designing a lot of infrastructure. And it's not just infrastructure for the team, but also just designing and creating data-driven solutions that can empower your portfolio, empower leasing, everything from search engine optimization to strategy, to market selection, to portfolio diversification and all, strategy and things like that.
Huge.
So it's a very exciting time for us. Yes.
Yeah, that's a lot.
So Graye, we might have some people who are saying, hey, what that guy sounds like he's doing is awesome. Like, What can they do to like kind of learn to go down that path, or what kind of steps would they take to kind of go down what you're doing?
To work in real estate?
Well, to work in real estate or investing or managing a portfolio of properties.
Yeah. It's a good question. I was very lucky during college. I had an internship at a brokerage. It's just getting involved in your real estate community and surrounding yourself with people that work in a similar industry and have got same goals as you do. So going to local real estate meetups, networking, cold calling, reaching out on LinkedIn and talking to other real estate professionals.
Educate yourself with a really good commercial real estate podcast.
That's exactly right. Yeah, read books, listen to podcasts. There's so many real estate podcasts out there that can kind of help you get started. If you have a chance, I would definitely strongly encourage you to work on the buy side for some institutional player, because it allows you to see real estate at a really high level and kind of, see how it all works at that, at that level.
Get a lot of repeat. Just reinforcement too from doing a lot of deals.
Yeah, definitely. So meeting local people, subscribe to the Idaho Business Review. Read everything you can about what's going on in a particular market. Try and understand who the players are and what's actually driving that market.
That's good.
Yeah, that's great advice.
Well, I guess one more kind of loaded question. It's kind of the hot topic, right? What do you think is going to happen to Boise's market in the next couple of years? Like, and feel free to not speculate too much, but
yeah, I mean, I don't have a crystal ball, and I would be a fool to tell you that I know exactly what's going to happen and when. We're just making sure that we understand and manage the risk that's in front of us and make sure that we protect our investors' capital. Look, the interest rates are on the rise. There's a lot of upward pressure in the debt capital markets right now. The party's not going to last forever. It's just all about positioning your firm to make sure you're in a good spot of withstanding any type of recession. I'm not afraid of a recession. A recession makes you better. You learn how to become focused. You learn how to become lean. So I don't know exactly how long it's going to last, but we're definitely positioning our portfolio and being conservative in our underwriting, being conservative in how we finance deals, to make sure that our investors' capital and our capital, quite frankly, is protected. We're also long-term investors too. So we look at take a very long-term approach. But it's a great question. I just don't know the answer. I don't think anybody does.
Yeah, I know companies are trying to position themselves to be able to deploy some capital if there is a recession, some type of a downturn. I mean, we'll see what the market looks like. It just looks and feels pretty good, and obviously dealing with some price pressure and some inflation concerns. But also, there's a lot of money out there still. And you think if things slow down or prices start to dip a little bit, folks are going to continue to deploy those funds that they've been stockpiling.
Definitely, and housing is really just an economic supply-demand equation. It's very different from retail or office in that regards. People need a place to live. It's one of the 3 pillars of survival: food, water, shelter.
Right.
And so there's always going to be a need for shelter, and always going to be a need for housing. And there's clearly significant lack of housing across the board for all income ranges. And so there continues to be a need for housing and also just density as well. And so that does give me some encouragement. But also multifamily is a very levered play. I mean, multifamily has become such a financially engineered product. And so we're very sensitive to the financing markets and debt capital markets. I think the equity will continue to remain strong. But it's just making sure that you underwrite your deals and you understand the risk and you can manage the risk and make sure that, stress your property that you're buying, and just making sure that you're well protected, if there was a 2008 downturn. And so we actually run a simulation. So we run 2007 and 2008 numbers against our current portfolio, and we try and understand risk that way.
Man, that's a great suggestion for anyone listening. What a great idea to kind of gauge where you're at with your portfolio, what a project looks like, and how it fits in.
Definitely.
Love it.
Well, thank you for coming on the show, first of all.
Yeah, it's great to be
here. I could talk to
here
you for hours about this stuff, and I have, so it's wonderful. If people wanted to get a hold of you, how would you suggest they do that?
Yeah, folks are more than welcome to reach out through graystokecp.com. There's a contact us form on there. They can reach out there. We're continuing to build our portfolio, and so if anybody has an interest in investing or asking about deals or anything like that, feel free to reach out.
Cool, man. Well, thanks. Been fun.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate you taking time. And next week, or next episode,
Yeah, maybe next month.
next
We'll
month,
see.
next year,
Yeah.
we'll have a shockingly exciting guest
Yeah.
to be announced.